million reasons why it may be difficult to imagine leaving, especially if that space, relationship, or community has meant a lot to you. If you're in a season of life when you're considering making a change, here are a few questions you might be asking yourself. Should I stay, or is it time to leave? Am I allowed to even ask that question? How bad does something have to be before I can let it go? What if I helped to build this place? What if this place built me? What if I stay and nothing changes? What if I leave and everything falls apart? Our whole life is like a house, and every commitment, community, role, and relationship is like a room. At some point, we'll find ourselves walking into new rooms, leaving old rooms, being locked out of other rooms, or looking around at familiar rooms and questioning if it's time to move on. I hope this grounding metaphor of considering the rooms of our lives can be a helpful way for you to assess what rooms you're currently in, what rooms it might be time to change or leave, and what new rooms might be waiting for you. As we make these kinds of decisions, we're usually looking for clarity and certainty. But the kind of clarity we want isn't the kind we get from lists, books, or formulas. Most things we know, we didn't learn in a classroom. We tend to doubt this kind of knowing because we cannot annotate, cross-reference, footnote, or cite it. We can't explain it, diagram it, or defend it in a court of law. When something comes into our lives, a doubt, a restlessness, a sense that it's time to make a change, and we find it difficult to put into words, or we try to express it and are dismissed or ignored, then it makes sense we would begin to outsource our confidence. Of course, we don't know everything, but I agree with poet Padraig Otuma, who says, "We might know more than we know we know." I'm still learning this for myself. My hope for you is that this book will be the beginning of the end of your subconscious compulsion to trust everyone else more than you trust yourself, not as a replacement for God or community, but in loving partnership with them, as one who has voice, as one who belongs, as one who can be trusted. As a spiritual director, I spend a lot of time listening to people ask questions about their lives. Most of my training has been less about learning how to listen and more about unlearning all the toxic ways we usually listen. To advise, to one-up, to help. My role is not to give an answer, but to hold space for people to listen to their life in the presence of God, to watch for small or large signs of hope, direction, clarity, and light. It's likely that in whatever you are facing, you are looking for direction and relief. I hope the stories, questions, practices, and prayers in this book provide that for you. But I also think it's worth noting that the discernment process is not necessarily about asking a question and coming out with a clear answer. Discernment is a formation process necessary to grow our faith, to teach us what it means to hear God, and to draw us into community. It's about becoming wholehearted people and leading confidently from that space. All of this is part of our formation, mind, body, and spirit. In the spiritual direction room, questions are always allowed. As we journey together, I hope this book will be that kind of room for you. No question is off limits. No wondering is too big or too small. You are allowed to show up fully, to rage, to laugh, to weep. You are even allowed to hide, avoid, defer, or protect yourself. There is no agenda here. In this first part, we'll take inventory of the rooms in your life, paying particular attention to the ones you may be questioning, or the ones that are questioning you. Once you're aware of the rooms in question, I'll serve as a companion for you along the way, offering practices to engage in and questions to consider.